All right, I can identify the type of quadrilateral by looking at its given or marked properties. So in this video, I'm just going to briefly review the definitions of each of the shapes. So if you think back to your learning log, that chapter 7 green learning log with that chart, there are lots and lots of properties of each shape, including things about its diagonals and its angles and its side. But the only thing I'm concerned with right now is the definition of each shape. So the bare minimum to be able to identify it as that shape. So we're going to start over here with the trapezoid. The important thing to know about a trapezoid is that it has one pair of parallel sides. So if you know a shape has one pair of parallel sides, then you know it's a trapezoid. There is a special kind of trapezoid we've discussed, and that is an isosceles trapezoid. So again, since it is a trapezoid, we do need to know that it has one pair of parallel sides. But in addition to that, since it's a special type, we need to know that either its base angles are congruent or that its non-parallel sides are congruent. So we need to know it's got a pair of parallel sides and then one or the other in order to be able to classify it as a trapezoid. All right, moving on to the second category is parallelograms. In order to classify something as a parallelogram, you need to know that it has two pairs of opposite parallel sides. So it's a four-sided figure with two pairs of parallel sides. So the difference between trapezoid, one pair, parallelogram, two pairs of opposite parallel sides. Looking at the types of parallelograms, one of them is a rectangle. In order to classify something as a rectangle, all you need to know is that it has four right angles. That is because if it has four right angles, then the opposite sides have to be parallel. It would be impossible for them not to be. So as long as you know that, you know it's a rectangle. With a rhombus, you need to know that all four sides are congruent, and that's it. If you know that fact about a shape, you know it's a rhombus. Where you have to be careful is the square. Remember, the square is a combination of these two. So for example, if you were given this shape with four right angles, you would not be able to classify it as a square because you don't know about the sides. So if you want to call something a square, just make sure you know that it has four right angles and all four sides are congruent. Both of those things have to be known to you before calling it a square. And then the last shape we're going to look at is a kite. A kite, you have to know that its consecutive sides are congruent. So both pairs of consecutive sides are congruent.